So far, so good. So far, so good. She's been doing this for 15 years. So far, so good. Going back to Live at the Roxy. Here we go. One more time. In all fairness to me, my city is on ice. This year earlier, my city was on fire. This year now, my city is on ice. And we will talk about it. So, you want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. Okay. I have so many things to tell you guys and talk to you guys about. I have to say, I love television so much. Like you guys know, I'm an absolute diehard fan of TV. However, I really do like these Wednesday shows because on the Wednesday shows, I get to do something that I don't get to do on the Sunday shows, which is talk about whatever the F I want to talk about. And the reason that's important is because there is so much going on right now that uh, it's impossible to not want to talk about the world, news events, my personal life, all of the possible things. So that's what we're going to be doing on today's show. And we have a lot of interesting things. There was a Superman trailer, which we will be talking about. There is the ice raids that are going on, which we will be talking about. There is Brian Wilson passing away, which unfortunately we will be talking about. There's this has to do with the ice raids, but Gavin Newsom, who has become Daddy Newsom. I can't believe LA is back in on the Newsom wagon. That is just so crazy to me, but here they are. And yes, they are. So that's super fun and exciting to see somebody actually stand up to our psycho president. There is, let's see, social media being absurd during this time. There's Ballerina, which is not doing particularly well. And like I said, the Superman trailer. And I am tying the Superman trailer and the ice raids in together. Why am I doing this? Because of course, the fact that we need Superman now more than ever. And we each need to be like a Superman. And anything you guys want to talk about. So it's a Wednesday show. We talk about what I want to talk about. We talk about what you want to talk about. We talk about anything that isn't the TV that I'm watching this week. We save that for Sunday. And I do love the Sunday show. And there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about this Sunday, including Ginny and Georgia, which I have been binging, which is so good. I'm loving the show Stick. If you're not watching that, I find that to be incredibly fun. A lot of TV on the way to us that's coming late June that I want to make sure we're prepped for. I'm probably going to be doing a top 5 or top 10. HTTYD. If Roxy saw How to Train Your Dragon. I didn't see the How to Train Your Dragon live action movie. To be 100% transparent with you guys, until my friends started posting about it, I didn't even know How to Train Your Dragon was doing a live action movie. That's how out of it I am on that. But I am going to see next week the 28 Years Later screening, which means, unfortunately, I won't be covering that for Real Rejects, even though I'm covered 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. I'm going to be doing 28 Years Later screening, and I'll do social posts for that. So I'm really excited on that. I'm also working on an F1 screening right now, and of course, eventually Superman screening. Yeah. There we go. Those are some of the things for today. So again, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar, super chat in, whatever it is that you want to talk about. Let's start by talking about the Superman trailer, because you guys know, or maybe some of you guys don't know, if you're here for the first time on the channel or you haven't been with me for a long time, then maybe you don't know that I hosted a show called DC Movie News for 8 years. And this was a show that was created by Christian Harloff and Kevin Undergaro on the Popcorn Talk Network, which is the sister network for AfterBuzz TV. And we did a lot of crossover with actual DC. I went and saw screenings on the lot. Warner Brothers was really supportive of our show, which was awesome, to the point where they actually brought me in for a couple of Warner Brothers DC versus shows. And it was a really fun time, and it made me just fall even deeper in love with DC. I loved DC when I was a kid because my brother loved DC comics. I used to sleep with a Superman doll every single night. Then I fell in love with Batman. Now I'm really back on the Superman. Not that you can't love both for different reasons, but DC is my jam. I actually just ordered All-Star Superman because I want to reread it before the James Gunn movie comes out, because he said he's pulled so much inspiration from it. I thought I could do a couple of things where I talk about that on the show as well, as I'm reading it. I don't know if any of you guys are planning on rereading it or reading it for the first time before the movie comes out. But so DC is my bread and butter. DC is my jam. DC is my life. Not my full life, but when it comes to any of the franchises above Marvel or Star Wars or any of the other things that I think that we all live and love, laugh, all of that, DC is where it started for me. So I love, love, love DC. So having people be excited to talk about a DC trailer is so much fun for me. If you guys don't remember, when I started DC Movie News, Man of Steel had already come out, but it was the only DC movie that had come out. And we had to do a show, DC Movie News, for 18 months without having a movie. We were doing a show for over a year with no movie, just talking about the old movies, news, all of that stuff. So I can talk DC when there's nothing going on, let alone when the biggest movie, to me, this is the biggest movie, one of the top 10 biggest movies of the decade, I would say, the most anticipated movies. This is Superman. This is going to be the launch of the DCU, and how this movie does could possibly dictate the next decade of DC films. So I couldn't be anticipating this more. So to watch this trailer and feel like this trailer gave us such great additional context and footage to the one that I reviewed for Real Rejects. Oh, I'm so unbelievably excited about that. This was Lex Luthor's trailer. This was like, okay, y'all have seen this from Superman's perspective of him waking up in the snow with his pup, going to his fortress, trying to get healed. Well, now I'm going to talk to you guys for a second. And Lex is like, they chose you, kill them all. That's the Lex Luthor we know. That's the Lex that we know. That's who I want to see. I want to see two opposing forces. Goodness and brilliant evil. That's what I want to see. And of course, Lois also on Team Goodness. I love that these trailers have all focused on the big three, which is Lex, Lois, and Superman. Everybody keeps saying, are there too many characters for this? We keep focusing on the big three. We see shots of other people, but it's the big three. It's Lex, it's Lois, and it's Superman. And that's how this introduction to Superman movie should be. So hearing Lex speak during this one, and hearing Lois speak, and hearing Superman speak, all of which, like, clearly it's their characters. Lois, buckle up. We are seeing a tough Lois. We are seeing a reporter Lois. Okay, Cronkite, let's go. We are seeing Lois, the version that I've always wanted to see. That's who we're seeing. For Lex, we are seeing a maniacal, brilliant, evil, more synonyms, Lex, who sees all, is watching all, who raised you. I'll kill them too. Mwah. Not saying that's a good thing to do. I'm just saying brilliant line. When it comes to Superman, we're seeing somebody who, for years, people have complained, Superman has no weakness, no weakness. He's not a fun character because no weakness. We are seeing a Superman who loves his parents, who loves Lois, a Superman who believes that love wins and always tries to do the right thing, but sometimes is beaten down. And that is what happens to the best of us. The best of us get beaten down at times by the world, by individuals. I love Superman in this. I love feeling like he's trying and sometimes a little bit frustrated, because it's like, hello, I'm doing everything for humanity. And Lex is still against that. I think we're setting up a really interesting dynamic here. And I think we're setting up our forever long-term villain in Lex Luthor. Lex is not supposed to be a one-off villain. Lex is not supposed to be the big bad for one movie. Lex is the nemesis of Superman always. And so seeing such a strong Lex, such a strong opposing force, and seeing David Cornsweet really embody Superman, the good, the frustrated, the great. I'm loving that. I also think it's really cool watching Rachel Brosnahan, and this is more TV news, which we'll talk about more on Sunday, but she just signed on to be the lead of Presumed Innocent season 2, which I didn't know they were doing a season 2 of Presumed Innocent. I'm curious what that story is, but this is a very unique actress that we are working with right now. I love Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, obviously. You guys know that finale was one of the best finales to me of all time. I love what we've seen in the trailers of her here. And I think this is about to be the era of Rachel Brosnahan. And to have such a strong, non-superhero character, a person like you and me, who gets down to the truth, who wants to know the truth, and is good, I think that could be really powerful during this time also. So this trailer kind of gave us all of the things that I was looking for. Some additional footage. We see how the people feel about Superman. We feel how Superman feels about what's going on in the world. We see how Lex feels about Superman. I have also questions because it doesn't tell us everything, which I love. Where the hell is Lois going? And how is she flying the ship? Follow-up questions. Mel, I see you in the chat right now, not liking the teeth stuff, and I do see a lot of people feeling that way. That was the one part of the trailer that I could definitely see people thinking, I don't know about this. To me, it looked amazing. I was like, oh my God, that is so badass. What that boom, bop, boom, pop, the sound of my teeth. That was wild to watch for me. But I do see what you're saying. Some people didn't like it. Some people did like it. And I understand both sides. The comments that I don't understand is that I kept seeing on the video, whether it's on their official DC page or whether it's on the page of IGN or all the places posting the trailers, is this looks like a CW show. This looks like a CW show. What? How? I feel like y'all didn't watch the CW shows because I watched every single CW show. Come at me with Flash, Arrow, Black Lightning, Legend of Tomorrow, Supergirl. I mean, I watched them. I watched the DC CW shows. Superman and Lois. I watched them all. And I loved them. This didn't look like that at all. This looks like a massive budget, unbelievable looking, from the HMU to the set design to the way that he moved when he flew at the end, whew, to the sound. This looks like a huge budget movie, superhero movie. So I don't get the comment about the CW. I do feel like some people are just determined to hate this movie. And on the opposite end of that, I feel like some people are determined to love this movie. I'd always rather be somebody determined to love something than to hate something. But genuinely, what we should do as moviegoers is go into everything with an open mind. And that's how I plan to go into every movie I ever see. Open mind. Now, do I have high expectations for this? The highest that there have ever been. My expectations are through the roof for this. So fingers crossed that they don't let me down, or you guys. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Super chat in. Get in your questions, comments, concerns. I want to know your thoughts on that Superman trailer. I also want to hear your thoughts about everything going on in the world, about why Ballerina is not doing well, the John Wick story, a John Wick from the world of John Wick, however they're calling it. So get in all of your thoughts. This I want to know from you. Again, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. So funny. I'm looking at the last Streamlabs from the last show from James, who said you should watch the Enfield Poltergeist on Apple TV. It's for real. And remember when I talked about it on Sunday, I was like, I've never heard of that show. And this happens in the universe all the time. You guys tell me if this happens to you. I said, I'd never heard of that show. That's on Sunday. Since Sunday, and this show came out in 2023. Since Sunday, that show has come up 3 or 4 times to me. 3 or 4 times where people have been like, have you ever seen this? Or it even came up during one of my Real Rejects reactions. And I was like, what? How is that possible? That I never had heard of this for years. And then now all of a sudden it's coming up. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Super chat in, Streamlabs in. In the super chat, Top Dog Girl says, calling it now, Nicholas Hoult will be the biggest standout in Superman. Superhero movie is only as good as its villain, and they've nailed it. I think that this is a very, I don't mean easy as in like, why'd you make an easy call? But I think this is a very easy call out because he does seem like such a standout. But at the same time, I think that they did a phenomenal job casting their big three. And I don't see us disliking any of the three. So I think it's going to be hard to have a standout because if they all do their job, then they're all going to stand out. Remember after watching the DC movies and seeing Jesse Eisenberg and people were really upset. I actually thought Jesse gave a great performance and I felt really bad for him with the reception because I feel like he did exactly what he was being directed to do. And I think he did a great job at that. But people really didn't like his Lex. And I did. You know what Lex actually I had a really hard time getting on board with, but he is such a phenomenal actor, was the Lex on the Superman CW show. Because of the bearded, grizzly Lex. It's just not the Lex that I'm used to. And watching this almost like country cowboy Lex, even though the actor is doing so great, I'm so excited to now see to watch Nicholas do the Lex that I'm more used to, was that I'm more excited about. Nothing against the actor that did it on the show. It just was not what I was looking for. Streamlabs in, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. What were your thoughts on the trailer? Did you like it, not like it? How did you feel about this being our second main trailer, but we've had a lot of teasers? Do you think they added the right amount of footage in it? Or did you want to see more? Do you feel like we should get another Superman trailer before the drop? Or is this the last thing that you want to see? Superman is coming out July 11th. So we are officially 1 month away from the release of this movie. I reached out to Warner Brothers today and was like, I must see this film. How do I do this? Let me know. And they were like, it's been noted. We will reach out. And I was like, no, but for real, I must see this movie. And they're like, no, for real, like, we'll reach out. I was like, okay, because I must see this movie. I've never been more excited about a movie in my life. So, okay, what's really tough about that is I am as excited about Wicked 2. And they're both this year. Oh, I'm so excited for Wicked 2. But I think I give the edge to Superman because I know what happens in Wicked 2. But I'm very excited for both. That's true. Oh my God. Now, of course, if I don't get a screen, of course I'm going to go see it. Are you kidding me? Yeah. But I really want to be able to see it beforehand so that I can get the post out there for Real Rejects, for my social, so that I can tell you guys what to expect or anticipate because I get invited to these screenings. So of course I want to go to the screening. Otherwise, obviously, it happens all the time where I don't get invited to screenings and I go and pay for the movie. What a funny question. Did it make it seem like I'm not going to go see it otherwise? I definitely will see it. And I probably will go see this twice. I'll probably see it. Hopefully I'll get invited. And then if not, I'll go see it. But if I do get invited, I'll probably then go see it again because it is my birthday weekend. So this seems like a fun birthday activity. See Superman. Yeah. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Super chat in. Speaking of movies, Ballerina, y'all. Actually, before we get to Ballerina, let me get to some Streamlabs. But I want to talk about Ballerina in a little bit because I'm really bummed about what's going on there. Joe Otis in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, when you become a big star after this Kate Beckinsale movie is released and you're asked to audition for the Karen Reed Lifetime original movie, who would you want to play? And do people in Boston really pronounce garage as garage? Thank you. Garage. Oh, okay. Number one, Joe, comment of the year. Way to go, Joe. Obsessed with you. I don't know that after this Kate Beckinsale movie comes out, I will be a huge star as I have a minor role in the movie, but I am in a few scenes and they are with Kate. That's about the extent of what I can say at this point. I'm in a few scenes. They are with Kate. That will be very helpful for my career. And it's a really good movie. At least the script was really good. And on set, it seemed really good. I haven't seen, obviously, the movie yet because it's not ready, but I have to assume that because the script is good and it looked good on set, that it's going to be amazing. I would like to hope. So I do think that this will help me propel my career a little bit forward in certain ways. And that would be so great for me. In terms of the Karen Reed story, now that I know what you're talking about, can I play her? Like, we can age me up a little bit. Otherwise, somebody else, because let's get real Boston on it. And I've never heard anybody say garage. If anything, we don't pronounce our R's. It's not that we put another R in. So for those of you guys who can't see what he asked, he's asking if people say Gararge, garage. I've never heard anybody say that. If anything, is garage. No, wicked fucking Boston garage. Garage. Does that sound like that? Garage, but not garage. Maybe that helps. And thank you for that comment. They absolutely will be making that movie. And yeah, I would like to throw my name in the ring. Thank you. Thank you. Kevin Meek in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer said, hey, Roxy, missed your stream last couple of weeks. Hope you're doing well. Stoked for Superman. Everything about it looks spot on to me. CW my ass, LOL. People are just bitching to bitch. I think that's totally true, Kevin. No worries about missing the stream. Stream twice a week. When you guys can be here, be here. When the topics interest you, be here. If not, no worries. Especially on Wednesday, though, even if the topic on the thumbnail doesn't interest you, come in, send in ideas because we talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Or on Sundays, if you're watching TV, just stop by, tell me what you're watching. But again, no worries. Show up when you can. In terms of looking like CW, I don't want to be too harsh on it because I love the CW shows. I have said that so many times, but they don't look the same. It's obviously a lower budget, and you are forgiving when you watch a CW show because you know it's a lower budget. So when something doesn't look great, you're like, well, they were balling on a budget. In a big budget movie that's hundreds of millions of dollars, you're not as forgiving, which I don't think we need to be because Superman seems to look amazing. But we'll see how it actually looks on the big screen. That will be the true test, which I could not be more excited about. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. We're talking about Superman. I'm about to get into Ballerina. We are going to be talking about world news and local news, specifically regarding ICE. All right, Mike Joyce in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer said, I'm crushed about the bolognese. Did you at least get to try some of it? The way you talked about it made it sound so yummy. All right, for those of you guys who don't know about Bolognese Gate, if you watch the Sunday show, so in order to know about Bolognese Gate, you had to have watched Sunday show and you had to have followed me on social media. Here's what happened. I spent 4 hours making a bolognese. I love bolognese. I made the world's most delicious bolognese. It simmered. I went and checked on it in the middle of my show, went downstairs, checked on the bolognese, stirred it, put the lid back on, let it simmer. And after the show, I still let it sit for hours. I was so ready for this bolognese. So excited for the bolognese. I had a few bites of bolognese just from the pan, from the pot. And I was like, oh, this is my best yet. This is so good. Then I went to go help my friend film an audition. I was at that audition, helping her film for 4.5 hours it took us to film her audition. She crushed. I'm so happy for her. We really, really workshopped it and we got it to a perfect place. Then I came home and was ready for the bolognese. And I was exhausted. And it was 1:30 in the morning. And what did I do? I went to reheat the bolognese and I knocked it on the ground. And that is bolognese gate. It went everywhere. Cleaning up the bolognese off the ground was like the saddest moment. And I posted a picture of it with "In the arms of an angel," because it was devastating. And I understand there are real issues going on in the world right now and horrible things going on in my city. And this does not compare. And yet my devastation level of Bolognese Gate. It was like so sad. And I just talked to you guys all about it. I had just been telling you guys about the bolognese, how excited I was to eat it. And I worked all night with this girl. This girl. One of my best friends. It was tragic. And I was like, wow. I've never knocked over something that I've made ever. And I had to do that. I couldn't have done one of my quick recipes. Yeah, I know. Thoughts and prayers to the bolognese. Devastation. I think if I was Italian, it would be bolognese. Bolognese. But bolognese is how people say it when they're silly Americans, I guess. Oh, so good. Yeah, I really wanted to bawl. And like, I'm a single girl. I'm solo. I'm in the house. It's like 2 a.m. or whatever time. I was like, no. And you look left, look right, and you're just like, no one even saw it. So I literally took a picture. I was like, I'm going to post this tomorrow and let everybody know. I did have a few bites, though, in the pot, like I said, and that was truly glorious. And a lot of people in there were like, I see that you did it with, what's the noodle that spirals? And they're like, you should do it with linguine, or spaghetti. And I agree that sometimes I like it that way, but I just wanted something a little denser. If I had shells, that would have been perfect. I love bolognese with shells. But this was still going to be A+ amazing. No, I wasn't under the influence. I just got back from working with my friend on her thing, and I was just tired. And I haven't been sleeping much because I've been working on another draft of a script of mine. So I've been up till 4:30 at least every night for a couple weeks. And brutal. Thank you guys for understanding the pain of Bolognese Gate and not making fun of me for Bolognese Gate, because it was so sad. Thank you, Mike, for sending in support for Bolognese Gate. This was worse than Salmon Gate, when I spent all that money on salmon and then my car died and I couldn't get it home and then I had to throw out the salmon. This was worse. Tron of 7, dun, 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 dun. In the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, hi, Roxy, showing support. Did you ever see The Fall 2015, a British series, 3 seasons with Gillian Anderson and Jamie Dornan? I highly recommend it on Prime. No, I didn't. Probably not going to go back and watch something from 2015 at this moment, but if you catch me at the end of the year, beginning of next year, oh, by the way, it's 7/13. Happy 7/13. That's the time it is on the clock, and that's my birthday. I always see 7/13. I probably won't watch that now because I have a lot of things on my list right now, including, let's see, once I finish Ginny and Georgia, I want to watch season 2 of Tires, which just dropped. That was the show that I watched last year. That was funny. And I'm going to put it in my list. Adults Overcompensating, 1,000 Blows. Those are all suggestions from you guys. I just finished Deli Boys, which was great. I just watched the Mike Birbiglia special. If you guys hadn't seen it, The Good Life, I thought it was phenomenal. He is so funny Laugh out loud funny. He's such a great storyteller. Oh, I love him. But thank you for the recommendation. And again, any show that isn't this year, I usually wait until December time when there's not that much, or January, to binge any of the non this year shows. That's when I watch. What was that really good show that I watched with? Ooh, how am I going to describe this? The guy from Office Space, who's unbelievably famous, that is not Paul Rudd. What is his name? That guy was in a show about being an alcoholic. Let's see if you guys can get this without me looking it up, considering my brain is not firing on all cylinders. So, who is the very famous actor who is in Office Space? And then, once you think of his name, think about what show he was in about being an alcoholic. And I binged that in January. And that's the time that I binge things. Thank you. The show's called Louder Milk. What is his name? And his name is not Paul Rudd. His name is brunette guy. His name, Ron Livingston. Thank you. No, Mike, I know Paul Rudd isn't in Office Space. Ugh. Mike, do you even listen to me? Thank you. It is Ron Livingston. Isn't Ron Livingston in Office Space? I was saying he looks like Paul Rudd. Ron Livingston and Paul Rudd look alike to me. See, this is how the brain works. And you just got to give enough clues until somebody gets it. And you guys did get it. You did get it. Appreciate you. Okay. Took me way too long. Thank you, Zane. Here we go. Zane Winder. Zane Winder. Go, Zane Winder. It's okay, Mike, to mishear me. I'm just giving you shit. So those are the shows that are kind of on my list and I shall be watching. But then maybe at some point, you never know. Shout out to Zane Winder, who said, hi, Roxy, big fan. Keep up the great work. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. He also said, I missed the last few streams. Excited to be here. Or excited to have you. Thank you, Zane, for those 3 super chats that you sent in. Thank you also to Top Dog Girl for his super chat. And thank you to our Streamlabs so far, Tron of 7, Mike Joyce, Kevin Meek, and Joe Otis. You guys are the reason I'm able to continue doing these shows. Like I said, I'm here every Wednesday and Sunday. On Sundays, we talk TV. On Wednesday, we talk everything else. And if it wasn't for the super chatters and Streamlabsers, I couldn't do the show. I appreciate everybody who shows up. Thank you for being here with me at nighttime to end your night with me. Sounds weird. But an extra shout out to those of you guys who are able to support the show financially so that the show can continue. Handsome Ransom in the house, streamlabs.com/RoxyStar says, aloha. I see you finally found someone to share your food with. The floor? Oh my God. That was vicious. It did look good, though. Excited for Superman. Loved Ballerina. Probably my favorite of the franchise, to be honest. Would love to see the Roma Roxy in the next John Wick movie. Winky face. I forgive you for your bolognese joke because you said you want me in a John Wick movie, and that would literally be a dream come true. But also, there's nothing funny about me sharing my food with the floor. I'm like Joey with this. Joey doesn't share food. I love how many of you guys have been with me so long that you remember Salmon Gate. That was a big one. Salmon Gate was a multiple episode saga. Salmon Gate was a big deal on this channel. Never forget Salmon Gate. Okay. Sexy Andrew in the house. Hey, Sexy Roxy. I'm excited for the new Superman movie. I'm excited for the Robert Eggers upcoming adaptation of A Christmas Carol in the future. Ooh, I didn't know. Thanks for letting me know. Sounds good. I'm not usually up to date on my Christmas news, but I do really like Christmas movies typically. So anyway, guys, imagine how different it could have turned out if I did eat the salmon, though. What if? What if? Was it even salmon or was it tilapia? I know it was fish, but I don't remember what the fish was. I feel like it was salmon. You guys let me know if I'm misremembering the type of fish. Oh, Mike, that was just announced today about the Christmas movie. Cool. So I didn't miss it for too long. Crystal DW, fan of the house. Sorry, I've been missing streams. Being a caretaker to my grandfather is very tiring, overwhelming. Hope all is well. Seeing the news about LA looks insane. Yes, thank you so much for this. Okay, Crystal, I want to use this comment to jump off and talk about a couple other things. Don't forget streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. But number one, being a caretaker is exhausting. It is exhausting. I can't express enough how exhausted I am all the time from it. It is so rewarding and it is so exhausting. And anybody who's never been a caretaker has no fucking idea how much it runs your brain in your life. Like, and you want to do different things to help, but you just can't. Like today, even little things like today, one of my co-hosts for Real Rejects tomorrow was like, yo, can we move the time of the show a little bit earlier? But I can't because I have to be there tomorrow at lunchtime. And it's like, they're not asking for a huge favor. They're asking for a 20-minute difference, but I cannot do that 20 minutes. And so I feel like I can't be as accommodating at work. And I feel like, okay, this morning I had to take Grammy to a doctor's appointment. And right before the appointment, Greg texted me and was like, we're doing the Superman trailer reaction. Can you make it here? And I had a big appointment with Grammy, and you just can't. And it's not that it's that huge of a deal, but you miss out on a paycheck. Or for me, I miss out on a paycheck. And also, I'm trying to get my name out there. And especially when it comes to the DC world, and that's something that already has like 100,000 views on it. And your responsibility is to the person that your responsibility is. So there's just so many things that people don't think about when being a caretaker. I've written a script that has themes of this in there, and it's one of the thing that I've been up at 4:30 in the morning writing and working on, and it's been very cathartic to me to get out a lot of my feelings on it. As much as I was a partial caretaker to my mom and to Papo and to Grammy and to their next door neighbor, it is so ingrained in my body at this point to be a caretaker, but and I'm so proud of that part of me, and I'm so happy to do it. But I'm fucking tired and overwhelmed all the time. So, Crystal, I just want you to know I'm giving you this big of a response because it is so normal to feel that way. And when people around you are not doing the same thing as you and you feel crazy and you're like, they have no idea what's going on and you just feel crazy, I hear you and I feel you. And so that. I also want to use this to talk a little bit about what's going on in Los Angeles. So, in terms of LA, you guys have been watching the news, so you know I'm not a news station. I'm not Fox or CNN or MSNBC or News Nation or wherever it is that you get your news. I am Roxy Stryer and I live in LA. And here is what I have to say about what's going on as a person who, like you guys, is relatively informed based on seeing things, but happens to be here, boots on the ground. This is so bad. This is so bad. Watching what this is doing to families, watching what this is doing to individuals, watching an absolute abuse of power, and watching our president take illegal action against people who are not illegal is disturbing. I think that this country has no idea what it means to be a criminal. I think that so many people on TikTok and social media are doing a great job of talking about how it's not actually a crime to be here undocumented. That's not a crime. It's this. If you're going to call getting a parking ticket a crime, a moving violation a crime, then it's the same violation of immigration law, and it is disturbing how many people don't know laws and try to make their points and make them so disgustingly wrong by saying everybody who's an immigrant is illegal and anybody undocumented is a criminal and they need to be prosecuted and taken out of here. We also are seeing people who end up in these ICE detention centers that are talking about them. And Marcelo, the 18-year-old in Massachusetts, who was talking about how to sleep at night, they give you a piece of aluminum foil as a blanket, tinfoil, cruel. Why? Like, just so unbelievably unnecessary that you're jammed in there like sardines. So not only are we watching what is an absolute abuse of power by our government towards the people who live in this country, but we're also watching our military be abused. We're watching Marines who have no business going against their own citizens, their own people, be deployed against United States citizens for no reason. We're watching, for the first time since the 60s, a president go over a governor's head to have the National Guard come out for peaceful protests. This is not stuff that you guys don't know. Again, I'm not the news channel. I'm not the news station. So you guys know all of this. But watching it on the ground is disturbing. It's disgusting. And unfortunately, it doesn't have an end in sight right now. I think that what LA people are hoping, myself included, is that we make such an issue of this. We make it so difficult for the president and so difficult for the government. And we make such a to-do and we turn up so much shit that they actually don't do this to other cities because they decide it's not worth their time. I think that is what they're hoping. As a person who has said a lot of things about Newsom that I don't like over the years, you guys have heard me throughout the pandemic talk about how disappointed I have been in Newsom. When Newsom was found partying while putting a curfew on California, and when Newsom and Garcetti were both just doing absolute fuck shit during the pandemic. And there's a lot of other things that I've done, that Newsom's done, that I have issues with, including I don't like the way that he handled the Los Angeles fires. And as the governor, it's absolutely in your jurisdiction to do better. Newsom's speech last night had me almost in tears because it is so rare that we see a Democrat actually stand up on their 2 feet and go against Donald Trump full force. You want to arrest me? Come and get me. So I saw a TikTok that put it perfectly, that Newsom might be a bully, but right now he's our bully. He's he's California's bully. And I don't know that bullying a bully works. Donald Trump is a bully. We all know this. I think even people who voted for him and like him would call him a bully. There's no world in which Donald Trump's not perceived as a bully. But Newsom is fighting back in a way that I was not necessarily expecting, and I do think is going to make it so that probably one day he's the president of the United States. I think this is new. While I don't believe that Newsom is doing everything out of the goodness of his heart, I believe it's a political play, of course. When somebody is on your side and your team politically, and they are standing up to a bully, I'm still going to applaud them. So I thought that his speech was so unbelievably moving. If you haven't heard it, go ahead and listen to it. And I'm hoping that he's able to actually do a lot of damage here taking this to court, because what Trump is doing is illegal and wrong. And illegal and wrong aren't always necessarily the same thing, but what he's doing is both illegal and wrong. It's unconstitutional and scary that a president would abuse their power in this way. None of us can claim that it's shocking. It's not shocking. But even the people that I know who voted for Trump, who live in this city, they take umbrage with this. And then you know you've gone too far. The thing that I think is so crazy is that even if I try to take my personal beliefs out of the equation, that I think and I know you guys give me shit for this. I know you give me shit for this, but this is just how I feel. This is how I feel. Number one, we live on stolen land. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows that anybody here who is not indigenous to this country is living on stolen land. But even if we didn't live on stolen land, I don't believe that any one person or groups of people should not be allowed to go to a different country. Land is land, and I believe that you should be able to live where you want to live. I have a really hard time wrapping my brain around the circumstances in which we are born into dictate the rest of our lives. We're all humans, and we should be allowed to live where we want to live. That's how I feel. And I know that people say that causes plenty of problems, and I'm sure it would cause plenty of problems. We're not even close to that step. But I think it's disturbing and scary that we are on this planet for such a short period of time, and we try to take ownership of massive pieces of land, and other people are born into horrible situations in which they need to get out of. And they cannot, because you're born there, so that is where you have to stay, and you cannot come to this country. Why? That's fucking insane. But all right, let's that aside for a second. What Donald Trump stated he was going to do is something that the Democrats and the Republicans both didn't seem to have huge issues with. Donald Trump stated that he was going to go after criminals, people who were here and had committed dangerous crimes and to get them out of the country. And that is a difficult thing to combat for Democrats or Republicans to say, no, we want to keep dangerous criminals here. That is what he claimed he was going to do. And so there wasn't a big scene made about that because people kind of from both parties were like, all right, I guess. What he has done, and so he had been doing that. He had been claiming to do that, and nobody had taken up issue with him. So this is why politically I don't understand what he's doing, because personally I don't understand what he's doing and never will. It's disgusting. But politically speaking, I don't understand why he would make the political move to now go after people who have lived here for decades, are not criminals, and trying to destroy cities, go into places of work, into the garment district, into restaurants, taking people who have been here since they were 5 years old, people who've been here for 30 years, and rip them from their homes, their communities, their families, and deport them. It's not what he said he was going to do, and it's not what his party wants him to do. So that's what's confusing to me politically, is that why is he doing this? And I guess that the answer just has to be because it will never be enough for him, and he will never have enough power, and he will never be able to display this power heavy enough. He will always want to hurt more people. He will always want to show more power, and he will always want to destroy blue states, especially when he deems it to be a distraction from being on the Epstein list, from having his name be in the press poorly. This is what he wants out there. So it's kind of wild to me, because even my Republican friends, and I posted this on Instagram, people were like, you shouldn't have any Republican friends. And I think that's the wrong sentiment. I certainly have lost friends because of politics before. I certainly have. I'm not somebody who's like, I would never lose a friend over politics. I absolutely have lost friends over politics, because if we don't value a lot of the same things, then we probably can't be friends, because I don't think we can be friends. We could be maybe colleagues, acquaintances, but when we don't share similar values, you guys know what I'm talking about, being pro-choice, love is love, science is science, medicine matter, these things, then we probably aren't friends, or at least close. But I do have friends who are Republicans, and even my Republican friends have said this is disgusting and illegal and criminal, what he's doing, and this is not something our party could ever stand by. So that's why it's confusing to me, because everybody's thought that he's not going to end up leaving after this term, and that he's going to still need support of people. And I don't know how anybody could support this. How? Disturbing. So those are some of my thoughts. I can't believe that I'm rah Gavin Newsom right now. I'm not saying I'm rah him in life, but every time he's speaking right now, I'm like, fucking sick him. Go, Gavin. Daddy Gavin. Go. Fight. And he's doing a decent job at this. So streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, super chat in as we are talking about the disgusting things that are happening in the world, and some good things like the Superman trailer. We are all over the map tonight, and that is what we do on the Wednesday show. Streamlabs in, super chat in. Let's see what is going on in the super chat right now. Okay, we've got Zane Winder, who says, Roxy, your Grammy is MVP. Thank you so much. She really is. Oh, on good news on Grammy. So I told you guys that we had taken this antibiotic that caused a tear in her Achilles. And they thought it was going to be months of recovery. And we found out through the MRI a couple of weeks ago that it was actually a partial tear, But today we went to the doctor's and he was like, this is miraculous. We've been doing everything he said. We've been wearing a brace every hour of the day around the clock. We've been doing Epsom salt baths at night for 30 minutes minimum. We have been elevating when we sleep and elevating as we're sitting. Everything that we possibly could do. We've been wearing specific kind of trainers. And he was like, you have completely healed your Achilles. He was like, I feel no gaps in it. You have full mobility. And he was like, so you need to continue wearing this brace for the next couple of weeks, 3 weeks, just to make sure. But there are people who take this medication, and when this happens to their Achilles, they end up paralyzed for life. She's 97 and we healed this. I feel like on cloud 9 about it. I almost could have cried when I was there. I was like, and then Grammy and I went to lunch for the first time in weeks because she hasn't been able to walk or leave the house. And it was just so nice to be out in public with her after this good news. I needed the good news today. So even though it made me miss the Superman trailer, it was well worth it. So happy about that. So MVP to her for sure. Top Dog Girl who says, did you watch the trailer for Eddington? Looks like it definitely won't be controversial in any way. And what's after 28 weeks later for the She-Jacks? What is Eddington? Me Googling this. I can tell you're being sarcastic that it won't be controversial. Eddington. Oh, during the COVID-19 pandemic, a standoff between a small town sheriff and a mayor sparks a powder keg as neighbor is pitted against neighbor in Eddington. This is the new Ari Aster movie that's coming out July 18th. Holy crap, July has insane movies. Why have I not heard of this? No, I didn't watch it. Oh boy. Oh boy. That I like Ari Aster. So I shall check it out. What was the second thing that you said? So, what's up for the She-Jacks? We've been doing the Wrong Turn movies. And so that. And then after the Wrong Turn movies, I think she told me that we're doing another franchise, but I don't know what it is yet. And she's not who I'm doing 28 weeks later with. Oh no, she is, of course, who I'm doing 28 weeks later, but there's more than just her. That's a spoiler. Don't mean to get political, but go Daddy Newsom. Zane, I know. It's so crazy to feel this way, but it is how I feel. I'm like, Daddy, go off, gang. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Super chat in. Thank you for the support tonight. You guys have been amazing so far, which is great because Sunday was lacking. And now we are not slacking. We are showing up to show out in the Streamlabs. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. RQMDSMD says, hi, Roxy, just sending some support. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Appreciate it. Handsome Ransom says, just sending a tad more love because you truly do make the world a better place. And without you, Darina, DJ Talks Trash, and a handful of others, I'd probably have lost my mind by now. So sweet. Thank you. You're so fucking awesome. And I greatly appreciate you and all to do. I think you mean you do. Handsome Ransom, you rock. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Joe Otis in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, what is a movie or TV show that you have been in? Do you recommend we check out? What have I been in that you check out? Oh, I actually just heard that the short that I was in is going to have some good news. I think it's been playing the festival circuit. So hopefully that you guys will be able to check out. Of course, always Lola, I always recommend to you guys. So that's the one. This Kate Beckinsale movie, I can't wait for you guys to see. I only was on like one PBS show once, but I haven't done TV really yet. So I can't wait until I'm doing that more. And yeah, I just got to book more so I can recommend more. But thank you. I appreciate the question. Okay. Me just having superhero music in my head at all times. Sounds just as good when I sing it. Imprinted on Roxy in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, Team Stryer. Hell yeah, my dude. Thanks, Lloyd. A new guy. What's up, Ash? Says, not able to watch live. I can't imagine what the topics are about tonight. Not to be too controversial, but fuck fascists, fuck dictators, fuck megalomaniac, billionaires, #so brave. Yeah, my dude. Like, imagine being like, yeah, oh my god, I just can't. I can't think about what kind of person you have to be like, let's go after all of these like pregnant women and children and kind souls. Been seeing a lot of people post about like, I don't care that immigrants are hardworking. And I think that's such a good point because I always do say that. I'm like, these are hardworking people. And I think when I'm saying it, it's because I do value hard work in somebody. Like, not immigrant related, but you guys know I work a lot of hours. So when somebody's hardworking, I'm impressed because I'm like, it's so hard to be hardworking. And almost every immigrant I know is hardworking, but it's not the actual point. It's like when people talk about abortion and they're like, well, people have been raped. And what about that? And it's like, no, that's not actually the point. The point is that it's their body. So it's their choice. That's the full point. Their body, their choice. Not, but in these circumstances. So when I say people that immigrants are hardworking and deserve to be here, I do understand that it actually is kind of the wrong thing to say, even though I say it all the time. Really, the point is just they're human being and this is where they live. So they deserve to live here because on account of the fact that they're human, not because they're hardworking. All of that is just a bonus, right? Like, so I saw somebody make that point. I was like, that's a good call. Speaking of points people make, sometimes people write the weirdest shit on my socials. And like today, I noticed I got a comment on a post of mine from last week that I was like, what the fuck is this person talking about? Okay. This is a post of mine from from May 24th. So a couple weeks ago from an account that I don't know and have never seen that doesn't follow me, that I don't follow, that has zero posts. And they said, I can't believe you're friends with an abuser after what I told you about Andrew. I don't know who this is. I don't know who Andrew is. I don't know who the abuser is. I have no idea what this is in reference to. I looked at it and I was like, huh, did you write this to the wrong person? Did you just make something up wild wackadoodle? Like, can't believe you're still friends with an abuser after what I told you about Andrew. So immediately my thoughts, I'm like, who's Andrew? And then I'm like, this couldn't possibly be about Andrew Gordon. It's like the greatest. And nobody's ever told me a bad word about him. So I was like, who else is named Andrew? Um, Yo no sé. Very strange. Oh my God, you guys are saying sexy Andrew. Not our sexy Andrew. But like you went out of your way to go back to a photo of mine from 2 weeks ago to comment this. I'd like to know what you're talking about and who you are. Uh Zane in the house. I always try to bring good vibes. You do, Zane. Let's go, Zane. Let's go, Zane. Go, go. Let's go, Zane. Let's go, Zane. Go, go. We haven't talked about the Blake Lively stuff in a while, Justin Baldoni. And that's because I don't have an opinion on it. I just been trying to keep up with this thing dropped, this part dropped, judge drops this thing. And I'm like, I'm so curious how this ends up shaking out. But until it shakes out, I don't know what to say. Not that anybody just brought that up. I know I just brought that up, but I'm like, I was thinking of Always Lola, Andrew Guy. I can't imagine. Like, I can't imagine this is about. I would know if somebody said something to me about him. He's the greatest. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? No idea. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer super chat in. Thank you for being with me on this nighttime show. Joe Otis says, did your grandma get the benefit money? Not yet. If not, you should write a letter to your congressperson. Surprisingly, it works. Yeah, that is one of my next steps. But the reason we haven't got it yet is because we still haven't gotten the death certificate yet. And so I guess that sometimes takes months and we're not out of the realm of that yet. Oh my God, Sam, you think my hair is fire? Thank you. I showered last night and then I slept in braids. And when I do that, I don't have to put any heat to my hair. and it has a nice little wave to it. So I appreciate it. I like to sleep in braids because it also keeps everything out of my face. And it takes like 2.2 seconds. But 1 out of every 5 times that I sleep in braids, I wake up and it looks awful. So I can't do it on a day that something important is happening the next day. I can only do it on a day like today where I was like, if the doctor sees me like this, I'm okay. I also have an eyelash that's poking my eye right now. It's super uncomfortable. And I've been with you guys for an hour. So we won't be here that much longer. Send in your Streamlabs and Super Chats. Keep me here as long as those come through. In the meantime, we talked about the Superman trailer. We talked about Mother Effing Ice. We talked about Daddy Newsom. We talked about Ballerina not doing well during this time. Not really. Let's talk about that. Ballerina not performing. Bummer. This movie is really good. What is John Wick going to do from here? I thought this movie would do decently. It seems to me like it's actually not. Wait, scrolling up, Handsome Ransom. I hope it's about Andrew Tate and that they think that's a buddy of mine. That would be an iconic comment. That would be insane. So why isn't Ballerina doing well? I need your guys' guesses, thoughts, predictions. I mean, I didn't think that this was going to do as well as John Wick movies, but it has a 76 on Rotten Tomatoes. You would think that that is good enough. People love John Wick. A lot of people really like this movie. And it's just not performing. Slash Film did an article that said Ballerina's box office opening might be a death sentence for the John Wick universe. Is from Ryan Scott. He said the summer movie season 2025 has been fruitful thus far with movies like Final Destination Bloodlines, Mission Impossible, Final Reckoning, Lilo and Stitch, bringing out patrons en masse to multiplexes around the world. Unfortunately for Lionsgate, that party didn't continue for Ballerina, aka from the world of John Wick. Ballerina opened far below expectations, so much so that the studio might now have to reckon with the idea that its planned John Wick cinematic universe may not be as viable as it had hoped. Director Len Weissman, Ballerina opened to 24.5 million domestically this past weekend, coming in at number 2 behind Lilo and Stitch, 32.3 million, which is in its third weekend of its release. Overseas, its John Wick spinoff earned 26 million, giving it a global start north of $50 million. Again, against a $90 million budget and as part of a $1 billion franchise. That's not what Lionsgate was hoping for, especially since Ballerina had been expected to open between 30 and 40 million less than 2 weeks ago. Starring Ana de Armas, the film centers on Eve, a member of the Rusk Roma, who seeks revenge for her father's death. Keanu Reeves also appears as John Wick, which was hyped up a great deal in the marketing to let audiences know that this was part of the John Wick universe. It clearly didn't matter all that much, though. The only movie in the franchise to open lower than the original John Wick, which debuted at 14.4 million in 2014 before pulling in 86 million worldwide. From there, the property took off like a rocket, with each new entry making far more than the last. John Wick 4 then bowed to a franchise best at 73.8 million before finishing with a run of 447 million worldwide. Ballerina opened much closer to John Wick Chapter 2, which pulled in 30.4 million opening weekend before finishing its run with 174.3 globally. Fortunately, with the 90 million price tag before marketing, Lionsgate was depending on this one playing closer to John Wick Chapter 3, 56.8 million opening and 328.3 million worldwide. The good news is that audience members who did turn up really liked the film, with Ballerina earning an A- cinema score and a 93% audience approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. The critic score is less with 75%, but that's still good. And we've seen time and time again, word of mouth from audiences is what matters most. Under normal circumstances, we expect good legs in the coming weeks. But unfortunately, we've got How to Train Your Dragon, Materialist, 28 years later, Elio, F1, Megan 2.0. Those are all coming out down the pipeline. As all the competition is going to make this a steep uphill battle for Lionsgate, first theatrical John Wick spinoff to profit theaters, it will probably need to make closer to 300 million worldwide than 200 million. And at this rate, it will be lucky to crack the ladder. Meanwhile, Lionsgate has several other John Wick spinoffs in the work, including one centered on Donnie Yen's Kane and an anime show showcasing Mr. Wick's Impossible Task, which has only ever been alluded to in the movies. There's also John Wick 5. The good news is 2 of those are Reeves heavy. The bad news is Reeves can't do this forever, and the hope was to expand the universe beyond a single assassin. It appears as though there were limitations to that idea, as the universe was built on one man's good name. That's not to say Lionsgate can't make more spin-offs. It's just to say it will need to be more cautious with budgets and hope that it can build interest in these films, even if Reeves isn't in them. It's in early going, at least. This was at best a disappointment, at worst a death mark for the larger franchise. Ballerina is now playing in theaters. Okay, what did you guys think about this? How do you guys feel about this? Is it possible that this could, word of mouth could get this Kickstarter back up? Do you think that they're going to end up having a Ballerina 2, or after this that they're going to ditch it? Unfortunate for Ana de Armas, who did an absolute great job, and for this movie that was really good. They needed to keep the budget really low on this movie. They kept it lower than they could have, but I guess maybe they needed to slash that in half. Just so frustrating to watch a female-led kick-ass action movie that is not performing, and especially when it's part of the world of John Wick. I just wish that this did better. What do you guys think? Curious. Oh man. Streamlabs in your thoughts, super chat in your thoughts. That is pretty much it for tonight's show. Shout out to Joe Otis, to Ash, Lloyd Nance, Handsome Ransom, RQMDSMD, Tron of 7, Mike Joyce, Kevin Meek, and to Top Dog Girl, Zane Winder, Sexy Andrew Thomas, Crystal DW fan, for making sure that the Streamlabs and the super chats were popping tonight. Top Dog Girl says, Roxy, it's 4:45 a.m. here in Cape Town. I just want to say there isn't anyone else I would be staying up this late for. Oh, it's so sweet. On that note, good night. And USA, please sort your shit out. I'm tired of y'all. I'm so with you. I'm so tired of us. I'm so tired of us. I'm fucking tired of us, man. I'm tired of being the laughing stock of the world. And they're laughing at us. And I get why. It's absurd. Truly ridiculous. Oh, man. Wow, did Furiosa not perform? Let me know. That would be crazy. I just figured it did. Maybe you guys have told me that before and I've just like blacked it out because I can't believe that that's true. Kevin Meek in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar says, catching Ballerina tomorrow. We must keep the Wick universe alive. I'm so with you. I got nothing else to add, man. You hit everything on the nail for me tonight. Keep doing your thing. Glad Grammy is a stud. Hope everyone has a good night. Kevin, what a lovely message. Thank you for that support. Awesome that you're going to see Ballerina. Hopefully weekend 2 does really well for it. That can keep the hope alive. And yeah, we bounced all over the place tonight and you guys are just down for it. So thank you. Thank you. Shout out to Zane who says, great show. Very fun. Let me know this in the chat right now, guys. I'm reading. Are you guys still liking that Wednesdays we kind of go everywhere and Sundays we focus on TV? Do you like that dynamic, or are you hoping for more of a go everywhere vibe from both? Or now, we kind of talked about this a little bit on Sunday, but now that there's no major heavy hitter on Sunday, like a Last of Us, or no major heavy hitter on TV right now, like an Andor, that you guys would rather me talk about TV and movies on Sunday? Let me know how you guys feel about that. Okay, let's see. RQMDSMD, you like that they're still separate. Wow, Furiosa totally bombed DK? That's crazy. Mike likes it. Muhammad doesn't mind it. Do you like it or not like it? Handsome Ransom, I'm just happy to be here, to be perfectly honest. You're the best. Brandy, you can go everywhere. I don't care. Love that also. How are you, babe? Are we coming up on wedding time? Let me know. Okay. Muhammad says I mean in a good way. Cool. Yeah. TV movie blend them down for, says Jamal. All right. I think that makes the most sense until more heavy hitters come back. Then we can focus more on television. I'm always going to focus more on TV anyway because I like it better. But sometimes I see the big movies and then I'll talk about them on this show. Maybe I start doing it on Sunday instead. Zane doesn't mind it going all over the place. Claiborne says, I like the way it is now, but I think movies and TV on Sunday for now would be a good idea. Sam says, I agree. TV movie blend for sure. Brandy says, I'm fucking tired, dude. Truer words have never been said. I don't know. I'm fucking tired. I'm tired. Halloween is one day. Oh, right. right. And I seen that dress. And I seen that dress. No spoilers, but I seen that dress. Alan says Dementis was hilarious. Is that a movie? Leonard says go everywhere and nowhere on both days. It's true. I also go nowhere. I'm like, I go everywhere. You're like, you also go nowhere. You tend to go nowhere, especially with the bolognese and the salmon. You go nowhere. Game over. Let's see what else is coming through in the Streamlabs. Otherwise, we shall hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back. For dinner tonight, I am having salmon. Last night I made this. I've been making this crispy rice, cucumber, salmon, avocado bowl that is so fucking good. It is so good. The rice takes so long to make those. So you make rice on the stovetop and then you wait for it to cool down completely. And then you spread it over a big baking sheet. And then I put on top sesame oil, soy sauce, and crispy, crunchy chili oil and mix that all up. And then I let it bake for 42-ish minutes in the oven. And then it comes out and then I let it cool. And it's like this crunchy rice. And I put it in with a bunch of cucumbers, edamame, avocado, salmon. And then last night I did chives, but I have been doing green onions. You could do mushrooms, anything you want. And then for the dressing I put on top, I do honey, sesame oil, olive oil, some garlic, soy sauce, a little bit of that hot chili, and ginger, and ground ginger. And it is mwah, so good. So good, so crunchy, so yummy. I always feel good afterwards. It's delicioso. Dream Wonder Woman casting. Pick for Batman 2 main villain. Whoa, coming in hot in the last couple minutes of the show. That's gonna make us stay here. I am too fly, Cam. Ooh, too fly. He's too fly, y'all. Wonder Woman casting. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. My dream Wonder Woman casting. Tough to say. Right now, it's tough to say. Like you watch Ana de Armas and you're like, oh, she could do that. I think Adria Arjona would be amazing. I think people have been talking about Jodie Turner-Smith a lot recently. I think that she's so badass. Dream Wonder Woman casting. I've heard people throw out Asa Gonzalez's name. There's a lot of really, really great people. And when you're Amazonian, you can go in so many different casting directions. There's this girl, Roxy Stryer, who'd probably be sick. Imagine me getting ripped for a role. That would be so fun for me. And I'm a very dedicated person. I would be just get yoked. Yeah, buddy. Your next question. I'm still really trying to think about this. Right now, who would my top pick be? Would it be Adria Arjona? Did you guys watch the movie I told you to watch yet? Los Freakies? Did you? Now, your next question was who should be picked for Batman 2 main villain? I have some bad news for you. I don't know that we're ever going to see a Batman 2. I'm so sorry. I don't know that it's going to happen. I know that's horrible. I really kind of wish that it was, but I've been wanting to see Professor Pig forever. I don't know. Do you guys think that we're really going to have these two universes running simultaneously? I don't know. Okay, Sam, thank you for watching Los Freakies. I feel like you're the only person who watched it when I recommended it. And I think you said you liked it, right? I thought that movie was so beautiful. Yeah, I want a standalone Mr. Freeze movie. No, it's not insider information, Mike. It's just me reading the tea leaves because kind of we know that they are saying no Penguin season 2. We've not heard much about what's going on with this Batman movie. All focus seems to be on DCU, not Elseworlds. I think they didn't want to maybe cancel too much at once. I think they're maybe waiting to see how Superman does. It's just how I'm feeling at this moment. Maybe I'm wrong, and that'd be cool. All right. Sam, unfortunately, I agree with Roxy. Is it unfortunate to agree with Roxy? No, I'm kidding. I know what you mean. All right. Yeah, no season 2 of Penguin. Sorry, handsome ransom. Oh, my dears. Thank you for all the support tonight. It means the world to me. Appreciate you guys. And the time has come for ships and shoes and sealing wax. And Roxy is poison ivy. Black Canary, Poison Ivy. Oh, imagine if I could go redhead for the next few years. That'd be so fun for me. So fun for me. I'm sure they'd put a wig on me anyway, but I'd do it anyway. How excited would you guys be? Be honest with me. How excited would you guys be if I was cast as a major character in the DCU? Would that be so cool? Or would you guys be like, oh, that's kind of weird? Or would you guys be like, this is so exciting. We've been with Roxy for so long. We're so happy for her. I just feel like it'd be so cool for all of us. And I could keep doing my show and be like, guys, can't tell you what I shot today, but I did. Ah! No, I would not vanish, Ash. I would not vanish. But if I ever said to you guys, like, sorry, I'm shooting something big, can't tell you about it, then you can't just assume it's DC, but it could be. You'd be happy for me. Ah, yeah, Barbara Gordon would be so cool. So cool. So cool. It's kind of like Olivia Munn before she was famous. I mean, not before she was famous, but she was hosting. A lot of people were. Some people got their start in Survivor. Some people got their start in the real world. I got my start on Live at the Roxy. All right. All right. Stay safe, stay sane. Put down the toilet seat and lid. We want those flumes. Don't trend with the Holocaust. Justice for all of the people, all of them, who have lost their lives due to excessive force. That is super relevant this week around the world and in my backyard. All the people who are screwed because of excessive force. Golden sparkles for the Zen one himself. My body, my choice. Wherever on the rainbow, we love you. Happy Pride Month. I haven't been saying that on the show this month, and I keep forgetting. I wore a rainbow shirt the other day, and I was thinking about you guys, and I was like, I gotta remember to say, because there's so much other shit going on that I feel like I haven't been able to give Pride its due this month. And at this point, if you are not with the queer community, I think you're the dumbest person on the planet. So it's like it's an oversight for me because I don't even think about mentioning Pride Month, because if you're not in support of the LGBTQ plus community, then you're probably not watching the show because you're a tool. But happy Pride Month, my babies. I'm celebrating you. Love you, love you, love you. Wherever you are on the rainbow, we love you. We stand with the women we wrong, some of the bravest women we've ever seen. And I already said golden sparkles. So much love, some bunnies, and I will see you guys this week. Sure, there's a Real Rejects video of me dropping tomorrow, probably. Maybe one of the Wrong Turn movies. Friday on Only Stupid Answers. Sunday on this channel. Christian canceled on me like 2 hours before of big thing last past week, but I will be there next Tuesday. And those are the places you can find me coming up. All right, my loves. Later.